So what I just noticed, my gallon of water, it's leaking. I have to buy a new one. I thought I could get away with using the same container the whole time, just keep refilling it, but it doesn't even hold up to that.
Hello everyone, welcome to Bicycle Touring Talk episode 79. My name is George Schlacek.
The one and only.
And I'm taking you across Canada from a bicycle riding perspective, based on my own coast-to-coast tour from the summer of 2017. This time we're starting off in Russell, Manitoba. It was Monday, June 26, 2017. I had reached Russell the evening before and set up camp in a town park that I thought had free camping. When I got up, my tent was wet from condensation. After I took it down and dragged it to some picnic tables to spread it out to dry, I made coffee and oatmeal for a hot breakfast. The picnic tables were actually part of the local school, which was off for the summer. However, a lady walked by my table and raised her eyebrows.
What? Wow!
It turned out she was the principal, and as would be expected, she was curious about me. We had a brief conversation, and it turned out that the Peace Park, where the free camping was supposed to be, was completely somewhere else. Was she upset with me for having camped on school property? I really couldn't tell, as she was very friendly and didn't complain at all. I had already taken down my gear and left no trace. 90% of the time, this alone will keep you out of trouble, even if someone caught on to your stealth camping, which of course can happen. Since I had no map of Manitoba yet, I returned to the visitor center. But I was way too early, so I decided to shop for groceries at the local IGA and then come back later. The center opened up at 9 o'clock and I was able to get my map. It looked like Highway 45 would be a good alternative to the Yellowhead, so I decided to try it. It turned out that it had no paved shoulders at all.
So I took Highway 45. It was actually, after talking to the lady at the visitor center, it was recommended here, but as I'm finding out, there is no paved shoulder here and traffic isn't quite as light as I hoped.
That made the ride challenging and possibly more dangerous whenever there was traffic. Thankfully, it wasn't much, and overall, it was a decent ride. But then I decided at Oakburn to turn south on Route 21 to reconnect with the Yellowhead Highway further down at Shoal Lake. I stopped in Oakburn for lunch, and I noticed that the Trans-Canada Trail was running right alongside Highway 45.
And you know what? I actually found the Trans-Canada Trail. Yeah, there's supposed to be a store here and bathrooms.
Unfortunately, it was not in good enough condition to ride on it with a loaded touring bike. The grass on it was knee-high in spots.
Point is, I'm not riding my bike on no grass. I'd rather share the road with cars. At least there's pavement. At least I can, I know roughly how many kilometers I can do in an hour, in a day. It's lunchtime. And even though you can't see the flame, this is working quite nicely. Oh, look, I got a visitor. Hey there. Uh-oh. Yeah, as much as I like animals, I don't like when they eat my lunch. And see, I wasn't away for long, and somebody already noticed that there's some food here. It's funny. Hey you, get your mice! I'm not after you!
I reached the Yellowhead after a short ride against a southerly wind.
I'm at the intersection of Highway 21 and 16 in Manitoba. I'm gonna hop on the Yellowhead again, go east.
Once I turned east again, the ride became easier and traffic was surprisingly light on this major highway.
I'm in a little place called Newdale, just off the Yellowhead Highway. I decided to pull in here just to get a little break from the noisy highway. Of course, the train isn't any quieter, but it's different. Yeah, I'm about 22 kilometers from Minnedosa, and I think that's where I'm gonna aim for tonight. It's actually really nice here, but I still want to ride a little bit more.
Besides a short stop in Newdale for a snack, I pretty much just kept pedaling until I reached Minnedosa. An incredibly nice little town. I took advantage of the facilities at the Tanner's Crossing Park, named after John Tanner, who ran a ferry service across the Little Saskatchewan River here in the 1870s. Had supper at a picnic table and used the washroom to freshen up. There was an old train engine with a red caboose at the park, and it was fun to snoop around a bit and check it all out. Of course, I was also checking the surroundings for potential camping spots, but this nicely manicured city park just didn't seem suitable for that. When I decided to ride to the other parks that included an official campground, I was flagged down by a lady in a red car with a kayak on the roof.
Are you looking for a campground?
When I indicated that I was, she offered her backyard, just a few blocks away. This was a nice gesture, and I decided to take her up on it. Once at the house she shared with family, the offer got even better. There was a spare bedroom available, and I was welcome to use it and the shower. The lady introduced herself as Barb, and she was also a cyclist. She told me about a bicycle tour across BC she was planning with a friend. We talked cycle touring for quite a while before settling down. I fell asleep fast. My total kilometers that day were 149 according to the odometer. I woke up refreshed and was treated to a cup of coffee and some toast with peanut butter before leaving Barb's place. It was quite early. I had plenty of time for my ride, so I stopped at McDonald's downtown for another coffee and some connecting to the internet. There were some seniors at the restaurant passing time and drinking coffee who were interested in my tour. Chatting with them was fun, but it took way more time than I had expected. After Minnedosa, the ride continued very pleasant for a while. The weather was warm now with wind from the south. Aside from some gusts, this didn't affect me much as I was heading east on the Yellowhead. For lunch, I found a picnic table at a conservation area and decided to cook a hot meal. When I realized that I had very little fuel, I made oatmeal, which didn't take much to cook.
It's that time again, lunchtime. I'm cooking oatmeal because the fuel I have left, it's just enough for that. And it's gonna be good. Warm meal anyways. I'm at a rest area that's just between Minnedosa and Portage la Prairie. And the weather is beautiful, the ride's been good, and yeah, couldn't ask for a better day. There's some rain in the forecast for tomorrow, which would be the 28th, then we got the 29th and the 30th, and then it's Canada Day. So I figure Canada Day probably be somewhere in Ontario already, maybe Kenora.
After lunch, my ride got a lot tougher. The Yellowhead changes direction around Gladstone toward the south, ever so gradually at first. A while later, I was facing a strong headwind that reduced my speed to a crawl. At times, it seemed like I was never going to reach Portage la Prairie, where I was hoping to end the day. The road was perfectly straight and flat, leaving me exposed to the full strength of the wind, which was warm, but noisy and wearing down on me. The only break I took was at a bridge with a guardrail to lean the bike for some peanuts.
So yeah, I could really use a break away from this stinking highway, but there isn't anything available here. Not a picnic table, not like nothing really. This here, it's just a bridge, so I got a guardrail I can lean my bike on. That's as good as it gets around here. And there are some trees there, so I'm a little bit protected from the wind. Peanut energy.
Eventually, the intersection of Highway 1 came into view, and it got me motivated again to give it just a little extra push to finally get somewhere. Going east on Highway 1 was a complete left turn, changing the wind to my right side again. I stopped at the gas station half a kilometer after the turn to refill my water bottles, and then went on to Portage, which was only 9 more kilometers. Upon arrival, I first found an ATM for some cash, and then hit the first restaurant I came across, which happened to be a Subway. I enjoyed a foot-long sandwich combo. Then it was time to find a camping spot fast, as it was quite late and thunder showers were a possibility. I kept riding east through town until I found an abandoned stretch of land with trees and bushes. There was a stone block at the entrance, the kind that would have carried a memorial plaque at some point. I went in quite a ways pushing the bike, but it wasn't very hard to find a good spot. I even managed to keep the swarms of mosquitoes out of the tent as I was setting up. I was asleep fast, but woke up when a train passed nearby. Where was I anyways, and what was the weather gonna do next? Thoughts running through my mind. More about it in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one enough to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you soon.